This is the Unit 4 review packet, questions 7 and 8. This is topic 10F. So the question asks to find a cubic and quartic model for the set of values, then determine which model best represents the values. So of course, our first button we're going to push is the stat button. We always need to enter our information first. So stat edit, clear, do not delete the information. So go up to the top to L1 or L2, clear, enter. And then put your new information in. So X is L1. So after every value, you're going to push enter. And then go over and enter your Y values in L2. At this point, I would check and make sure you have them in correctly and to make sure that both columns are equal. All right, so now we're going to go back to stat calc. If we're looking for cubic and quartic, we're looking for number 6 and number 7. So number 6 is cubic. Enter, 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 enter until we get this. Tells us exactly where to plug everything. We have an A through a D and it tells us where they go. So our cubic is Y equals, it doesn't say what to round to. I'm just going to round to the nearest tenth on this one. So I've got negative 1.2 x cubed, that's my A value, minus 1.8 x squared, that's my B, plus 5.7, that's my C, that goes in front of the x, and plus 3.4, that's my D, that's my constant. And my R squared value on this one is 0.96. So now I'm going to go look at what quartic would be. I already have the values in there, so I don't need to enter them again. I'm just going to go to calc number 7. Enter, 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 enter. And again, it tells me everything that I need to plug in and where it goes. And when you see that arrow, it means you're going to have to scroll down to get everything. So we'll have to do that after get our R squared value. So I have Y equals negative 0.7 x to the fourth minus 1.2 x to the third plus 1.2 x squared plus 5.7 x plus 2. So again, I'm just plugging them in where they go. Goes down in order. That's in front of the x to the fourth, x to the third, x squared, x, and that's my constant. All right, so let's scroll down. My R squared value is 1. So this is the one I'm going to use. It would be quartic because that is 1. We're trying to get as close to 1 as possible. If it's 1, that means it's a perfect model, so we like 1. So that's my answer. Number 8, the table shows how many years an American male can be expected to live depending on his age. Find the polynomial model of best fit. All right, so we got to go back to stat, enter in our information, which means we're going to clear out our L1 and our L2 and put our new data in. So here's my X, this is my X, and this is my Y. Looks like a 55.9. It's kind of cut off a little bit. I'm going to go with 55.9. All right, so again, check your data. Make sure it's entered in properly. Then go back to stat calc. Now, if I am looking for a polynomial model of best fit, I'm looking for R square values. So I want to find the one that is closest to 1. So let's try linear first. Let's see what linear is. Linear gives me an R squared value of 0.9998. And go back to stat. Let's see what quadratic is. Quadratic is number 5. Quadratic gives me an R squared of 0.9999. So a little bit better than that one. All right, let's try cubic. So stat calc number 6. Cubic gives me an R squared of 1. That's my perfect R squared. That's going to be, it's going to end up being cubic. We could try to check something else, but at this point we know it's going to be cubic. That's my r squared is 1. That's my perfect r squared value. So this is going to be cubic. And now we're going to use that model to predict the life expectancy. So we need to write the equation. So y equals, now pay attention to this. This is not 5.3. It is 5.3 times 10 to the negative 4. So be careful when you write these that you're paying attention to see if there is something on the left there. That means this is a decimal. So I've got then minus 0.018, oops, and this should have an x cubed after it. Then I've got x squared minus 0.8x and plus 74.9. All right, there's my model. If I want to know life expectancy, that's y, and this is x. X is 34. So you can plug it in by hand. I like to use the stow button. So I'm going to do 34 stow x, and then I'm going to plug in this whole equation. 5.3 times 10 to the negative 4 x to the third minus 0.018 x squared minus 0.8x plus 74.9 tells me that the life expectancy, my y is 47.7. So again, I went in, I found my best r squared value. My best r squared value is 1 and cubic happened to be 1. So I wrote down that equation and then I plugged in 34 for x and found what y would equal. Okay. And that is all of our stat button questions that you'll need to know for this unit.